Good morning. Namaste. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day today. And may you all be filled with God's blessings. And you know, that sounds really messed up, but honestly, I mean it, man. You know, I decided I would share a lot more of myself with you. And like I've said, I started taking the antidepressant Zoloft a week ago now. And I've got to clamp my little bat charm, Igor. I got to clamp that little clasp down a little better because it's starting, and I just noticed anyway. But a week on Zoloft, I've noticed a huge difference. The first couple of days, like I was a little, not quite nauseous, but not really hungry, not really feeling like anything, man. I didn't feel like I wanted to do anything. But it's been a week, and I'm feeling a whole lot better. Like I've said, it's kind of like keeping me even keel, so I'm not having any of the down moments. Honestly, it was the, third or fourth night that I was on it. I rest my head to sleep, and as y'all know, I'm sleeping outside right now. I'm not even dealing with the voucher that's been paid for to stay in a shelter. You know, I've come to realize that I was not supposed to be there, and that I was supposed to be here. And so I ended up feeling really, really grateful that night, and since, but really laying my head down that night. And I began counting my blessings. Now, I do that a lot. You know, I always count my blessings, and I don't put a number on, like number 1, number 2, number 3. I count without using those numbers. Even though I have an OCD thing and I have a counting problem. And I noticed I was a couple hours in and getting really, really exhausted at that point, and I drifted off to sleep, counting my blessings for a couple of hours. And I woke up the next morning, and I was still grateful and counting my blessings. The difference, because I do that a lot, the difference this time with being on the Zoloft, and at that point was for a couple of days, was that I was not in the back of my mind or on the back burner, so to speak, having the thoughts of, oh man, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So it's making a difference to me, to the point where I can actually tell there's a difference going on. Now, as far as my OCD, you know, like I had said in the beginning, I was really hoping, because I had learned that it was, you know, used to help treat OCD. I'm still being presented with things that I can count, but it's not bothering me when I don't count. Giving you an example, like I did with a commercial, I'll count all the font and text and color of font and everything, and I have to keep adding things up. And if I don't finish the commercial before the commercial is done, if I don't finish counting, and this is the way it's been since I was a kid, because I had a messed up childhood, you know, I would make a mental note, we're not done, and I would just in the back of my mind kind of freak out, and I would need to see that commercial again. And so now I'm not really counting, and it's not bothering me if I don't. I've noticed a couple of times I am still like counting a couple of things. Like there's a sign over here, a giant, huge LED neon light sign, you know, that goes down, it says liquor. And I've counted, there's 6. You know, my bad. So, you know, I was wondering now after a week if I should go from the 50 milligram up to the 100 milligram. And I went to call my doctor a moment ago to leave a message for her. Figured she'd be running around, but I didn't even realize today, I mean, at least here in California, is everything is closed for Cesar Chavez Day. Rest in peace. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it anyway. I'll take a second one. So I took a second one, and I'll know after how that works out, because I just took that second one. It doesn't take very long for them to kick in, because I break the little tiny pills in half. And so, like, I'm really grateful. I've been having some really blessings of moments, you know, being here. Like I've said, I feel really grateful for the experience that I've been having. As dark as it's been, as, you know, kind of messed up as it's been, you know, I've even been in some pretty crappy positions where I almost died, you know, but not this time. The time before, when I was here and out on the streets earlier this year. So I just can't help but to feel really grateful. And I've noticed that even in the position of sleeping outside, and I don't really want to be homeless, I really want to get into a place as quickly as I can, have my name on it, you know, it's not bothering me like it did to be sleeping outside on cement, you know. Before, it was one of those moments where I would just kind of, you know, cry myself to sleep, you know, and just keep praying to God out loud over and over, you know, please help me find the way, you know, I've got to, you know, and line things up in my head, and then, you know, keep praying for that. Well, now it's not really bothering me. I've heard a lot of people say that this is kind of like the, pardon my French, you know I swear anyway, but it's kind of like that fuck it all pill. And I see how it is. You know, like, you just don't really want to do anything. You know, you're like, fuck it, man. The example, I was going to put my cloak in my bag, and I didn't even feel like stuffing it down in there, let alone zipping it up. I don't even want to deal with it. So I am feeling a little more leveled out. It is, you know, my body's starting to adjust with it. You know, I'm having less of those little maybe nausea type feelings. Helicopter above. Sorry. And I am feeling as though it's not slowing me down as much. It's not taking me twice as long or 3 times as long just to get from point A to point B. I do walk slower now anyway, because, you know, the tumor's in my foot, and I got a cane and whatever, right? But, you know, I feel like that's picking back up again, and we're doing all right. So that's why I decided, you know, I'm just going to take the second pill. I'll let my doctor know when they come back in tomorrow that I've upped it, and I'll keep doing that for the rest of this bottle, you know, so why waste them, right? Just take 2 instead of the 1. But I'd like to do the 100 milligram instead of the 50 milligram from here on out. I actually feel like this is something that, and this is kind of weird, the way I put it in my head the other day was, damn, man, if I could have been on this in the last year, do you know how much better off I would be mentally? But then I'm thinking, well, you know, I went back 2 years, and, you know, that's where the stress had gotten to me to where I'd had a heart attack. So if I could have gone back 2 years, but then I'm like, why go back 2 years? If I could have been on Zoloft my whole life, saying it would work the whole time, you know, the way it is, whatever, God, I would have been so grateful. But I am really grateful that I've been doing it now. For whatever reason in my life, it's, you know, come to me now and not earlier in life. I do want to go back and talk to my doctor and see if there's any long-term side effects, and if this is something that I could actually take, not just while I'm in this position of, being homeless, but if it's something that I could actually take for the rest of my life. Because it's just, I feel so much better. I really feel so much better. I feel like I'm getting back to myself again. Because I've always been a really positive person. Growing up, I would be accused, like, nobody's that happy all the time. Nobody can be all like, hi, have a great day every day, And I am. But I've had a lot of crap in my life, especially over the last few years. And it's just really brought me down, like I said, about 2 years ago, I was so stressed out and had so much to deal with that I learned the hard way. You can go under a lot of stress. You can take on a lot of stress in your life, but after a certain point, your body says, no, we can't deal with this anymore. And when I had my heart attack with the amount of stress, I felt overwhelmed, but I felt like I could still deal with a little more. I didn't really realize my body was to the point of saying, no more stress for you. So, being on this pill Zoloft, it's only been a week. I just took a second pill, and they're 50 milligram each, but I feel like it's making a huge difference. It's making me go back to being myself again without having any of my down moments. And that's something I'm really grateful for. I'm trying to count, like I've said, all my blessings and not put a number on how many I can count. And yesterday even, I've helped a few other people that are in less of a situation than I am. They don't even have the EBT, the food stamps, and they are just panhandling for food and everything. So I took them to breakfast, and I went and I was gonna get the couple of dudes some dinner. They didn't want to walk all that far down to Subway, so I just brought some cookies back. But there was a dude, I'd never seen him before. He'd just come from El Salvador. He'd been here since December. And he needed someone to talk to, apparently, because he sat down here at this picnic table here. And he just broke down and cried. And so I related to him all of the things that I have been doing in this God Bless Freemasonry series. Not on a masonry side, but on a, look, we all have been told over the centuries from all these great minds, this, and this. So if you put all that together, you know what I mean? And he just broke down, and I'm like, there's no need for you to break down. There's no need for you to freak out and stress out, And I did tell him I started taking Zoloft. It's an antidepressant, and I really feel like it's helped. So maybe you want to talk to your doctor and see about doing the same thing. But at the same time, there's some key points you need to really understand. His goal in El Salvador was to come here and get set up in America and have a better life for his family and bring his family from El Salvador over here. And he's all legal. It's not an illegal immigrant. Don't give me your crap. But he broke down because it's been a couple of months and it's still not where he can bring his family over. Having the amount of money to, deal with having a family, let alone just for himself, because it is really expensive here. So he just sat there and cried. And I'm like, you know what? Your goal was to come to America and get established and bring your family over here so they can have a better life. And you're doing it legally. You're not, being an illegal immigrant. You're going about it the right way. So what's to be sad about? You're here. You are doing things legally, so no one can give you any crap. You have established yourself with a place to stay. It's tiny. You can't bring your family over here at this point, because it's real tiny. But you're working on accomplishing your goal. What's the problem? Why are you sad about it? You're accomplishing your goal. It's taking a little bit of time, and you understood that would be the case. Why are you depressed and crying about it? And ultimately, in the end, he did stop crying. And he's worried about his surgery. He goes on Wednesday for his surgery, and he's bummed out about that and everything. And I'm like, dude, there's no point. Everything's happening for a reason. Just count your blessings and don't put a number on them, but see how many you can count. And it's something that I think we should all do. But after a week on Zoloft, I'm not having my down moments of being able to say all this. It's like I'm putting it back into motion for myself without having but at the same time, I'm still, you know what I mean? So I'm really grateful. And I'll let you know how it is after the second pill kicks in, I'll go from here for about a week or whatever, whatever the case may be, and I'll do another update. I think I'm going to stick with doing the 100 milligram, even if my doctor wants me to wait to refill a bottle or whatever, right? I'll take what's left of these and just take 2 instead of 1. But I'm really grateful that I have gotten on Zoloft. I really needed it. My life has become really depressing. But at the same time, who am I to bitch? Who am I to complain, and who am I to be all like, woe is me, I'm now sleeping outside because I didn't have anything to my name. I can let go of all of that because that's negativity. And as we've all heard before, you focus on the negativity, you're going to get more negativity. What you focus on, you get. So I need to focus on the positivity. I need to keep counting my blessings, and I need to stop all the bullshit of being, woe is me, I'm look where I'm sleeping. So I think Zoloft has really, really helped me get to this point. I love you guys. I'm hoping you're really having a wonderful day today. Take a few moments out of your time to rock out and enjoy your day. Count your blessings. Don't put a number on them and see how many you can count. Just keep counting. And if you're feeling as though you don't have any blessings in your life, you don't have anything to feel grateful for, you've got a roof over your head. You've got a house. Hello. You've got your health. You've got family. You've got friends. You've got education. Just keep going on and on and on. Look at all the things around you and just count all the things that you're grateful for. And if you can't even do that, you better get on Zoloft too. Yeah. So I love you, boys, girls. Enjoy your day. Rock out. Peace out. Namaste. And I'll talk to you soon.